everybody. Welcome back to Tuesday Tips with Leaders of Volunteers, and I'm your hostess with the mostest, Dana Litwin. Today's topic is how to carve your own path in your career development and in your personal and professional growth. This is also a short little preview of my full 90-minute keynote for MAVA's 2021 online conference. And, these tips are evergreen, and this topic is always useful at any point in your work life, in your career path. My number one tip is that you always have the power to make a choice and take an action and make a change. It can be small. It can be a 5-minute conversation, just planting the idea of a promotion with your manager, your direct report. It can be a much larger, longer term plan that you work very strategically to think, this is the skill set that I should acquire or already have to get this promotion, or to even move on to a different agency and a different job. The best time to look for a new job, if you're not happy where you are, is while you have a job. Even while you have a job you're not happy with. A lot of us are not that fortunate to be in that circumstance. There's a lot of layoffs and furloughs and hours cut and more stuff added on when other staff are laid off in our organizations because of the pandemic and economic circumstances of 2020. I get it. I've been laid off from stuff before very suddenly due to budget cuts. I completely understand that feeling, and how I took those circumstances, however difficult or challenging or anxiety inducing as they were, is that's always a chance. There's always a chance to get back up, dust yourself off, and figure out the next step. If you are happy where you are, great, you love your team, you can always improve your standing and your value with leadership by showing, and instead of just telling, but really showing how volunteer engagement and your entire team of volunteers are improving the mission impact, are improving capacity, are improving the agency's image and brand in the community, are helping deeper connections with the community that lead people to be advocates, even if they're not volunteering, that they are fans on social media and voters. And you're really just kind of shining a light on what's wonderful about the mission you're doing, and you're amplifying that message with your team of volunteers. A 5-minute conversation can make all the difference in the world. You also want to understand, as you're planning a change, what are the people or the circumstances that can be on your side and kind of help you, kind of team up or be an ally with each other on making that positive change? And who's going to get in the way? Who are the gatekeepers? Who are the people who are trying to still maintain a status quo, or have toxic personalities, or they are deep in the midst of running dysfunctional systems or policies? It's important to identify kind of the bumps in the road and the challenges, either to get enough momentum with everyone else on your team to kind of move around that person despite their resistance, or to see how they can get on board. Even kind of the biggest grumposaurus in the office usually still has some sort of shared goal with you. So helping to identify those shared goals and how you can align for a positive change and what that really looks like, that can be a big part of you progressing within an organization. And it's also important to identify when it's time to go, when you absolutely can't take it anymore and it's harmful to your mental or physical health to stay in a situation with an agency. I've been in that situation myself as well. So carve your own path is really about knowing when to go and when to stay and what that looks like. Again, you can make a decision that gets you immediately to a different circumstance, and that's fine. When you make a choice to leave a job that you're not happy, you're undervalued, you can hop to another job and you don't have to be in that one forever. So sometimes there's the sunken cost fallacy that human brains want to do, where we think, I've already invested so much time and so much energy in trying to make changes, and even though I'm frustrated and I'm miserable, I have to stay with this and see this out. No, you don't. you don't. Uh, you have to take care of yourself, your mental and physical health. And if you can hop to some sort of job or other opportunity as a stepping stone, that's great. Then you can at least perhaps have some breathing room to plan the next bigger, more permanent career steps. So kind of giving yourself these moments and permission to, like, I just have to make some sort of change to make progress in my life, and to stay healthy and to stay as happy as I can in this career. It's also important to understand your own kind of, quite frankly, superpowers. If you're taking a roll of the dice or planning something really carefully to make that change and that choice and that action item, then know yourself, know thyself, your strengths, what's challenging to you, what you want to improve on, what maybe has been shared with you by other colleagues of places to kind of grow professionally, and absolutely utilize MAVA and Alive and CVAs and the professional network that's out here for you that is different from where you're working. When you are kind of strategizing your next career choice and knowing how to carve your own path, even in the most kind of rigid of circumstances, and I'm speaking from my experience in my career growth and then moving to consulting ultimately, within very rigid government, highly regulated agencies, structures that do not lend themselves to change. And that's common in our sector to almost have a victim or a martyr or feeling powerless kind of mentality. And please throw that out the window. You can always make a choice. You can always make a change, even if that's a stepping stone that's temporary to something else. So I hope you enjoy. Carve your own path. Get your gears going in your brain. Get thinking about career steps. And of course, reach out with any questions that you have to me at any point. And I hope to see you again very, very soon, and to see you at MAVA and later this year at Points of Light online conference as well. Be well.